Hi all, welcome to the video lecture series of Object-Oriented Programming. In this video lecture, we'll be discussing about the topic named interfaces. First of all, we will define what an interface is. An interface can be defined as a group of related methods with empty bodies. So all the methods inside an interface will have their header, but they will not have their bodies. We'll be hiding their implementation part. Now we will see an example. We are going to define an interface that showcases the working of a bicycle. How that interface will look like, that is what we are going to see next. As you can see here, we have used a keyword here, that is interface. So this is the keyword that we have to use to declare an interface, and then comes the interface name. Then we have to open a pair of curly brackets, and then we have to write the method headers alone. So in this interface named bicycle, we have 4 methods and none of them are having their body. The implementation of each of these methods is not shown here. So this becomes one interface. So an interface looks like a class, but there are difference between, but the class and interface are entirely different. Okay, we will see difference between these two in the upcoming slides. So what's the need of an interface? If the methods inside the interface does not have a body, then why do you have to create an interface? Yes, interface in Java is actually a mechanism to achieve abstraction. We all know the definition of abstraction, isn't it? An abstraction means a property by which we are hiding the implementation, right? We are showing only the essential things to the users. We are hiding the implementation. So as we can see here, we are hiding the implementation of each of these methods. So since we are hiding the implementation of these methods, we are showing only the method name. So thereby we are achieving abstraction. So only abstract methods can be there inside Java interface. We have defined what an abstract method is. Methods without body is said to be an abstract method. But when we declare a method as abstract, or when we have to declare a method, an abstract method inside a class, we have to use the keyword abstract. But that is not required in interface, because by definition interface is a collection of abstract methods. So there is no need to use the keyword abstract when we declare methods without body inside an interface. So interfaces are used to achieve multiple inheritance as well as abstraction. We have learned that Java does not support multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is a situation in which one class tries to inherit more than one class at a time. That means a child class will have more than one parent at a time. That is not allowed in Java. In order to avoid that drawback, Java have introduced this feature that is known as interfaces. We just now defined an interface as collection of abstract methods. That means none of the methods inside an abstract inside the interface will have their body. Okay. So implementing an interface allows a class to become more formal. That means when a class makes use of interface, it is the responsibility of that class to provide the body of the methods inside the interface. Okay, once again I repeat, since an interface is a collection of abstract methods, none of the methods inside it will have their own body. So when one class make use of an interface, it is the responsibility of that class to provide the implementation part of the abstract methods inside the interface. So if I am writing a class and my class makes use of interface, then I must make sure that all the methods which are abstract in the interface will have their body in my class. Otherwise it will lead to a compile time error. From the syntax of interfaces, we have seen that interface is somewhat similar to classes. That means there are some similarities between a class and an interface. Now we are going to see what are they, the similarities between a class and an interface. The first one is an interface can contain any number of methods. We have defined a class as a collection of variables and methods, right? There can be any number of methods within a class. Similarly, an interface can also contain any number of methods. Also, an interface is written in a file and it is saved with .java extension. When we write a Java program also, we'll be writing a class inside a file and we'll be naming it, or we'll be saving it with .java extension. An interface is also saved with .java extension. Third similarity is the bytecode of an interface appears in a class file. We know that after writing a Java program, we have to compile it. When we compile it, if there are no errors, we will get somewhat known as the bytecode, something known as the bytecode. The extension of bytecode is .class. Similarly, when we compile interface, after writing interface, you have to compile it. When we compile it, we'll be getting a .class file itself. Okay, the bytecode of interface also appears as a .class file. And when we defined a package as a collection of classes, interfaces, and subpackages. So like we group classes into a package, we can also group interfaces into packages. So these are the four similarities between classes and interfaces. We saw the similarities between a class and interface. Now we will see the differences between them. The first difference is we cannot create objects of interfaces. That is what we mean by instantiation. So we cannot instantiate an interface because if we can create objects only that of classes. Interface is not a class, so we cannot create objects of interfaces. Secondly, an interface does not contain any constructors. Again, a constructor is actually a method that is having the same name as that of the class. Interface is not a class, therefore it cannot contain any constructors. And all of the methods in an interface are abstract. So we know that in a class, even if it's an abstract class, there can be concrete methods also, that is methods with body. But in case of interfaces, it's a collection of abstract methods. All the methods in an interface will be without body. Fourth difference is an interface cannot contain instance fields. That means we cannot declare simple variables in an interface. If we want to declare variables in an interface, it must be either static or final. The fifth difference is an interface is not extended by a class. That means since interface is not a class, another class cannot inherit this class, this interface. Inheritance is a relationship between two classes, a parent class and a child class. Since interface is not a class, we cannot make other classes to inherit this interface. Okay, if we want to use interfaces, we have to implement it. That means we have to use the keyword implements. So we say that one class implements one interface. We will not say one class inherits an interface. Okay, as I mentioned just now, inheritance is a relationship between two classes. So since interface is not a class, we cannot inherit this interface. That is what we mean by it cannot be extended. We know the keyword extends is used in inheritance. So we cannot make other classes to extend an interface. Okay, that's the fifth difference between class and interface. And finally, an interface can extend multiple interfaces. So if I have an interface, say A, this interface can implement other interfaces also. There is no restriction in the number of interfaces one interface can extend. So multiple inheritance is allowed in interfaces because it's not a class. Java does not support multiple inheritance in terms of classes. If one class in Java cannot have multiple parents at a time. But if it's an interface, one interface can make use of multiple interfaces at a time. Okay, so these are 6 differences between class and interfaces. I hope you understood. Please go through these points again and again because an important topic. You can expect questions regarding this during interviews and all. Now we will see how to declare an interface. To declare an interface, we have to use the keyword interface. Interface space interface name. That is the syntax of creating an interface. An interface provides total abstraction because all the methods inside an interface will not have any body, and the variables that we declare inside interface, it will be either static or final or both. okay, by default, even if we are not mentioning the keyword static and final when we declare the variables inside it, it will be by default static and final. And the class which implements the interface, okay, must implement all the methods inside that interface. Implement means, you know the word meaning of the implement in dictionary. It is that we must provide the code of all the methods. We must provide the body of all the abstract methods inside the interface if our class implements our interface. Okay, so this is the syntax of creating an interface. Interface is the keyword, and interface name, it is a name that we are actually giving. It's actually an identifier. And then we have to open a pair of curly brackets. We have to write all the method headers. All the methods inside the interface will not have their body. They will be abstract by default. So Java compiler always adds public and abstract keywords before the interface methods. That is, we don't have to write manually these keywords before the methods inside an interface. As you can see in this picture, we have created one interface named printable. Inside that interface we have one variable named min and its value is 5, and we have created one abstract method which is void print. Because it is abstract because it does not have a body, and see, we have not used the keyword abstract here, but internally the compiler will add all those keywords. Look at this look at this variable int min. This variable min is, we have declared just like int min equal to 5, but the compilers, the Java compiler will add the remaining keywords public, static and final. Similarly, we have just declared a method without a body. The compiler will add the remaining keywords public and abstract. So it happens automatically. That is why we are saying that all the methods inside an interface will be abstract by default. Similarly, all the variables that we define inside or declare inside an interface will be static and final by default, because all those keywords will be added by the compiler automatically. Now we will see the relationship between a class and interface and relation between interfaces. This figure explains the relationship between a class and another class, one interface and a class, and between two interfaces. As you can see, we use a keyword extends in terms of inheritance, right? When one class inherits a property of another class, we use the keyword extends. So the relationship between two classes will be extends. It can be, it's not compulsory, but if we have to maintain a relation between two classes, it can be only extends. When one class makes use of one interface, the relationship is implements. That means the class implements this interface. Implements means the class is responsible for giving the body the implementation details of all the abstract methods inside this interface. And as you can see, the relationship between two interfaces. One interface extends another interface. So the relation between two interfaces can be inheritance. And we also said that, or we also have seen that one interface can extend multiple interfaces at a time. That is, there is no limit in the number of interfaces one interface can extend. So multiple inheritance is possible in terms of interfaces, but it's not possible in between classes in Java. Now we will see how to use interfaces while we do a program. So these 3 points that you have to keep in mind. These 3 points are really important. That means in a real scenario, an interface is defined by someone else, but its implementation is provided by different implementation providers. Moreover, it is used by someone else. That means, for example, I am declaring or defining an interface. You are the programmers who are going to use the interface, but the program developed by you will be used by the client. So how that methods are implemented is hidden from the client. Okay, that's the beauty of this interfaces. So the implementation part is completely hidden by the user who use the interfaces. Okay. In this example, we have declared an interface named drawable, and it is done by the first user. Since it is an interface, see the interface keyword, interface name, then open a pair of curly brackets, and inside it we have declared one method without any body. That means it's an abstract method. We have not used the keyword abstract here, but it will be automatically added by the compiler. Now we are going to implement this class or implement this interface, and that is done by another user, so the second user. So class rectangle, see the keyword implements. It's not extends, it is implements. So if a class need to use an interface, they have to use the keyword implements. So class rectangle implements drawable. So here this class is responsible to implement all the methods mentioned inside the interface drawable. So rectangle must provide the body, the implementation details of the methods mentioned inside the interface drawable. In this example, there is only one method inside the interface drawable. So rectangle must provide the body of that method here. So it is providing the body. Similarly, the second user is also writing another class circle, which again implements the interface drawable. Inside this class also, circle is responsible to give the body, the implementation details of the method, which is abstract inside the interface drawable. So we have a method body for this method draw also inside the class circle. Okay, now the third user, now we have, so the interface is defined by the one user, another user made use of those interfaces. Now this program is going to be used by another user. So he created one class, he created the object, or he created the object of the, what we can say, the interface drawable d equal to new circle. So here d cannot be mentioned as an object, it's actually a variable of interface drawable, and this variable is now referring to the object of class circle. Okay, and then see we are calling the method d.draw. Okay, so it is done by another user. Okay, this is why we mentioned earlier, interface will be defined by one user, it will be implemented by another user, and it will be used by another user. So how these methods are implemented is completely hidden from. Now we will see how multiple inheritance is provided by Java by means of these interfaces. We can define multiple inheritance in Java as if a class implements multiple interfaces or an interface extends multiple interfaces, then it is said to be multiple inheritance. As we can see in this figure, this is a class. A class can make use of any number of interfaces at a time. A class can implement any number of interfaces at a time. So that becomes a multiple inheritance. Similarly, already existing interface can make use of several interfaces that already exist. So in that case, we have to use the keyword extends. So here the keyword must be, we must focus on the keyword. One class implements any number of interfaces. One interface extends any number of interfaces. So the relationship between interfaces is inheritance. The relationship between class and interface is implements. Even then, if one class implement more than one interfaces at a time, we call it as multiple inheritance. Similarly, if one interface extends multiple interfaces at a time, we call it as multiple inheritance in Java. So this is how the disability, or what we can say the drawback of not allowing a class to inherit more than one class at a time is prevented. It's overcome by the Java, because in Java a class is allowed to implement more than one interface at a time. So even though a class is not allowed to inherit more than one class, it can implement any number of interfaces. A class is a collection of methods. Similarly, interface is also a collection of methods. So that drawback is, which I conclude now. So we defined what's an interface. Then how to create an interface, we had to use the keyword interface and interface name, then open the pair of curly brackets. Then we have to mention the methods with the body inside it. Then how to use an interface. If a class need to use an interface, they have to use the keyword implements. Then how we can use interface to implement multiple inheritance. If a class implements more than one interface at a time, it is said to be multiple inheritance. That is all in this video lecture. Thank you so much.